Hello everyone and welcome to some filler episodes. So last time we got the invasion in the jail and now I guess we have to do this event. Although oh yeah, I forgot about this one. Hmm, I think I'm gonna keep it for Lysi maybe? Or see how it's gonna take me this one. So yeah, we're gonna continue this event now and see what's gonna happen. I don't particularly have idea what's gonna how do I get there.
All right. Now that you're in position, Miss March, let's get this lesson started.
I'm not good at acting all master-like. Since Grandpa asked me to teach you swordplay, I won't hold back any secrets.
Oh, thank you so much, Masters! Oh, wait. Does this mean our training is only officially starting right now?
Really now?
After all, we need to watch you practice for a few days before we can figure out how talented you are, right?
So, how'd I do, Master?
You're definitely talented, Miss March.
Hey, here you are. Did you hear that? These two masters just called me a swordplay genius.
Really? Oh yeah, they said this is a couple of days ago, so I guess this is as before we got that.
Just wait until I go back. Everyone's going to be so wowed by my new skills.
Swordplay requires rigorous training. Before we start, Miss March, you need to find a clear reason to keep you motivated while you train. It doesn't have to be something huge, but it needs to be clear.
In other words, even though you didn't exactly choose to be our apprentice, you still need to take the initiative during this learning process.
I once had the honor of learning swordplay from a master. She asked me why I started training at such a young age, why I wielded a sword.
Gilio?
So, for our first lesson, I'd like to ask you the same question. Miss March, why do you wield your sword?
Why do I wield my sword? I wield my sword to take down my enemies. I mean, what other reason is there?
What about your bow?
I also questioned that sword master about why she uses her sword, and she said, to vanquish my enemies, nothing more. Miss March, you gave a similar response, which shows you've got potential.
The best way to take down your enemy is with a blaster gun. I heard a hero say something like that in an immersia. He also mentioned that sword training can push a person's physical abilities to their ultimate limit.
You don't
Seems
say.
like you've seen your fair share of immersion, Miss March. But if you want my opinion, if your goal is self-improvement, you'll feel just as accomplished even if you put down the sword and go back to your bow.
Oh, come on. Don't listen to his empty talk.
Oh, now I'm curious to hear what Master Yun Li has to say.
Let me ask you something, March. Do you have any specific goals for learning swordplay? Like achieving a certain ranking in the war dance, or maybe you want to defeat someone, like Yan Qing, or me?
These are gonna become bosses?
Who do I want to defeat? Her? Dan Heng? Himeko? Or Mr. Yang?
Why those two?
If you can't think of anyone specific, why not set a simpler goal? Like, how many opponents do you want to defeat at once with a sword?
I'll fight 10!
Why 10?
Oops, that just slipped out. It's actually another line from an immersia.
Why did it? What is immersion like? Is that supposed to be like a lingo for manga or stuff like that? Of course, the full word break.
No idea what you're talking about.
think I figured out what's motivated March to learn swordplay.
Could it possibly be a Merja about swordmasters?
Hey, now that you mention it, that actually makes sense. I'm super interested in Xianzhou Immersia and novels. Even though I use a bow, almost all the great heroes in those Immersia use swords. So I want to be a swordmaster too.
See?
I guess they never heard about bow users. Similar to Fate.
It doesn't matter. Everyone has their own preferences.
Becoming a swordmaster who fights for justice and battles evil? Well, that's definitely a good reason to keep you motivated in swordplay training.
Now that you've both given your approval, I have another small request. I want to perform a tea ceremony to honor you as my masters.
Really?
Remember, you'll need to tap the table a few times with your fingers.
Really?
Tea ceremony? Tap the table? Do we have to be so serious about accepting an apprentice for the first time?
Please? That's how those heroes in the Immersia show their respect.
Was there some kind of rule now that they cannot say manga or something else? Like, I don't know why, but it feels so odd to say it.
That's even more unnecessary.
Let's just stop wasting time. Just treat us to some milk tea. And then we can start our real swordplay training. Okay?
He's a cat.
Yeah! Alright, let's go. To the Sleepless Earl.
Don't tell me this is how she gets her, obsession with bubble tea from the animation.
Hey, this is not how it's supposed to be, right? The Xianzhou is known for its tea culture and hospitality, but you're not treating me like a guest at all. Seriously, am I not a guest?
Oh, get him again.
Dear guest.
Didn't we got him arrested or something?
Don't call me a guest. You're not even treating me as one. I want my tea just right. Not too hot, not too cold.
Oh, come on.
The tea you served was either freezing or scalding. Is this how you treat your guest on the Xianzhou? How fantastic!
Can we just kick his ass?
Your tea tastes like slop, and you even have the nerve to charge me for it! Are you trying to scam honest folks? And that name, the Sleepless Earl, it's so hard to remember. How about we give you a new plaque that says, Xianzhou Slop? It suits this place better, don't you think?
Yes.
Stop! You've gone too far.
Oh, who's that trying to be a hero?
It's me, March 7th. Cause more trouble and I'll show you who you're.
Why are you looking at me?
Wait, that sounded lame. Hey, say something for me. That's right! I'm the Sword Champion!
Never heard of you. Now scurry back to wherever you crawled out from.
Mr. Scott, I'm Yenching, a Cloud Knight lieutenant. We've met before, and I suggest you stop causing trouble.
Trouble? Ha! I'm just giving some feedback as a regular customer. The tea here is terrible, and now the Cloud Knights want to stop me from complaining about it? At this rate, who would want to ever come here for tea in the future?
A regular customer? You?
You just come here.
Yeah, what else would I be? The Xianzhou's prisoner?
Yeah?
Anyway, if you're trying to bully this young lady, you'd better watch out for the weapon in my hand.
Man, she may be older than you.
Huh? Oh, that really scares me. Come on, you're not seriously trying to take my life with that piece of scrap metal, are ya?
Scrap metal? This is my sword! I'm here to learn Xianzhou swordplay.
Swordplay? Oh, I get it now. It's just another kind of play, right? That explains why you're dressed like you're in a show. You're not even from the Xianzhou, so why bother learning their swordplay? If you're feeling unsafe, I can sell you an IPC mech.
Mech.
As if anyone wants your junkyard scrap mechs.
Although it'd be kind of cool in the next performance to be, I don't know, maybe preservation. No, see what it is. Maybe distraction and see pirates or mecha.
Looks like you guys are totally clueless. Well, guess it's time to show these bumpkins something serious.
Huh? Wait, he brings?
Just
Wait.
a reminder, IPC members, street fighting on the Xianzhou Lafu is prohibited.
Make any funny moves, and I'll smash that scrap metal.
Hey, relax. I know the rules. These are my subordinates. They got stuck here because of the transport ship incident, and they need to vent their frustration. In the end, it's all the Xianzhou's fault. Well, I could overlook the terrible tea, but now that you're questioning my security, I can't let it slide. After all, I have a courier business to run, and with so many clients watching, that just wouldn't look too good now, would it? Instead of wasting your life learning useless swordplay, why not invest in our civilian mechs? You'll have your master kneeling and begging for mercy in no time.
Stop! Don't you dare insult Xianzhou swordplay like that! If you have the guts, I'll show your mechs what I can do.
Huh? A fight, you say? Now that you've thrown down the gauntlet, March 7th, I feel I'm obliged to accept your challenge.
She's when this turned into a Saturday morning
Next to
cartoon.
you, you'll be practically begging us for them.
Oh,
Oh, come on! How could I say no to a bet? So, I can see you're no master yet, March, but I'll play fair. You go back and learn swordplay from your teachers here, and in 15 days, I'll come
15
find
days?
you and challenge you with my mechs.
Only 15 days? All right. Fine.
wait a minute. I think I may have the timeline wrong, but wasn't just a few days before the world dance thing? I think 2 days are not a few days, like this is kinda an odd thing.
And if you lose, you'll have to bark like a dog in public and shout,
Really?
Xianzhou swordplay is a total joke! You'll stand at the entrance of our room alley and say it to everyone passing by. Oh, and if that's the case, just forget about your master and become my apprentice instead. I'll teach you how to pilot a mech.
Really?
And if I win?
You get the mecha.
I'll become your apprentice?
Nah, I don't think so. I don't like you.
Okay, how about this? If I lose, I'll squeal like a pig in public and say, IPC mechs are a total joke. And I'll even print that on every mech on the transport ship. Deal?
Oh, come on. Oh, I just want to pick all of them, but
Squealing isn't enough. You also need to apologize to the owner of the Sleepless Earl and take back what you said about Xianzhou swordplay.
Fine, I get it. But you've got to actually beat me with that little scrap of metal first. You all heard it, right? We'll meet again in 15 days. Let's go.
well, Malz, I'm not sure if you gonna win this.
I'm still worried about the owner. Let's go check on her.
Maybe I should. Maybe I should actually upgrade her. I still
Are
have
you
a level
okay?
1.
Yes. Thank you all for your timely help. The shop facing a bit of flack from visitors is a minor issue, but Miss March's decisions to challenge him is serious. I feel responsible as if the shop has inconvenienced you.
Don't worry. I can't stand by and watch someone be bullied. I have to stand up against injustice, no matter what.
And yet
Not
we
only do you speak like
bully
a
her on
hero from
occasion.
Emersia, but you also have a kind heart. Your charisma has completely won me over, Miss March.
Is this some kind of mandatory that happened off screen or something? Because I think they actually mentioned mangas, comics, or such before. And now they have to say immersion, like, I don't know.
I'm not quite a hero. Yet.
You literally saved 3
I
planets
know you're
already.
here for the tea ceremony. Please come inside.
Thanks for the invitation, but right now, I just want to focus on practicing swordplay. Masters, let's save the tea for later.
Sure, the tea can wait for now. However, I have a question, Miss March. How confident are you about the bet you just made?
Come on, how could I possibly lose?
You're not me.
You're right. It seems she really hasn't considered anything. I don't see any issue with it. Let March give it a shot. As long as she trains diligently, I believe she can easily deal with that hunk of IPC scrap metal.
As long as she trains diligently.
I'm now filled with determination, Masters. I'll learn swordplay well and teach that guy a lesson. You're my most trusted friend. You'll be my assistant teacher and make sure I learn swordplay properly.
When that happened?
Hey, when have I ever treated you poorly?
Many times.
Masters, Miss Teaching Assistant, let's go back and start the training now. That IPC guy will show up in 15 days. I've gotta become a sword master by then.
Becoming a sword master in a mere 15 days is quite challenging.
But we can't lose our momentum, Master Yun Li.
Momentum alone will only keep you going for about 3 days. If you really want to stick with it, you need a solid plan.
No worries. I've found my professional teaching assistant to help me organize the lessons, so there won't be any problems.
So we are gonna manage your time.
Because I trust you. Even if my masters have doubts, they'll trust your judgment.
Miss March is really passionate about learning swordplay, and now she has a clear goal in mind. That's a good thing for her. There are many ways to defeat villains, but if you want to become a true hero, you have to focus on self-improvement. I hope you will always remember this, Miss March.
Got it. It's all etched into my memory.
Since you've got that in mind, it's time for me to set some targets for you.
Please go ahead, Master Yun Li.
We'll have 3 exams during these 15 days. If you pass our tests, those pieces of IPC scrap won't stand a chance. But if you fail...
That would mean Yun Li is a terrible teacher. And if that's the case, I hope you won't force yourself to take on the challenge, Miss March.
Hey! You are the terrible teacher here.
Here they go.
Understand.
Okay.
In the Emersia, the disciple and the master share both honor and disgrace. If the apprentice fails, the master loses face too.
Well, there aren't that many customs on the Xianzhou. I'm just worried about you getting hurt.
But as long as you practice diligently and pass the tests, we'll feel confident about your duel. Now, let's go back to the first question I asked you. I'm sure you found a reason to wield your sword, right, Miss March?
Absolutely! I wield my sword to become a hero. I want to fight for justice, punish the wicked, and make them quiver in fear and run away when they see me.
Then keep that fire burning and learn with all your heart.
You haven't said much, Miss Teaching Assistant. Any suggestions before we officially start training?
Level up.
What, twists? Like the ones in those Swordmaster novels? But I wonder what kind of unexpected twists I'll encounter.
Well, we may face on a giant wolf at the tournament of Calc.
It'd be pretty awesome if that actually happened. That's enough chit-chat for now. Don't forget to keep an eye on my swordplay practice.
And here we go with the minigame. Wait, is that comic? A comic style? It's gonna be enough.
Let's do this!
See? Did you get? No.
Today, you'll face your first test. It's all about the basics.
Oh, I know! It's a float like a butterfly, sting like a bee, right?
That's boxing? But close enough, I guess.
Grasping the basics is crucial to mastering swordplay, Miss March. Focus on wielding your sword properly, making your thrusts swift and strikes brisk.
And parries should be fluid and nimble. Got it!
See? Even March is getting bored of your rambling.
But I'm actually not bored at all.
Miss March is still a novice, so I'm giving her some tips on the basics to help her better understand them. Neglecting the basics will only make you vulnerable in a fight. even for an extraordinary sword master like you, Yunli.
Just focus on your teaching. Why bring me into this?
열하기 전투.
Didn't General Huayan offer you any guidance?
Looks like your general hasn't told you to stop hopping around like a sparrow in a fight, huh?
Miss March has been learning the basics of swordplay, and now it's time to put her knowledge to the test.
Unsheath your swords and show me what you've got, March.
According to the schedule, there's a test today, right? I'm ready.
Phew, forget the tile kicked. And I guess I have to deal with this. Yeah.
Another new move under my belt. I gotta find time to try it out.
I'm getting curious, do she actually gonna gain more success in this event? Okay, let's try out.
Not very sportsmanlike.
Wait, is this out though?
White tiger, less carbs. Watch this. Azure dragon, white tiger, less carbs. Watch this. Awesome.
Wait, they using the emotes? We level up.